This astonishing world, with its infinite possibilities, calls to the world shapers, the impact makers, the pioneers and pathfinders, the visioneers, to see the potential everywhere. Together we can open up cities, strengthen community resilience, unleash the possibilities of a place, power the future responsibly, and fuse innovation with science. Every challenge is an invitation for us to dream big, set sights high, and blaze the trails. Together, let's unlock potential everywhere.
As a trailblazer, WSP Canada adopted this digital-first mindset and embedded GIS right in its DNA. To show us what that looks like, let's welcome Shannon, Mylene, and Jennifer.
Thanks, Juan. WSP is one of Canada's leading engineer and professional service firms, tackling some of the country's most complex challenges. We have projects across the globe, and here we are showing a vast number of projects WSP has supported across North America that have been led by our Canadian teams. Now let's get into the fun stuff and begin our journey in Port Hope on Lake Ontario, east of Toronto. The Port Hope Area Initiative project represents the federal government's response to the community-requested solution for the cleanup and long-term management of historic contamination. The goal is to safely remediate and restore the land while maintaining transparency and efficiency throughout the process. Today, we will focus on the Waterworks West area. Remediation of this area took place to remove isolated pockets of contamination. For this project, we leveraged several GIS-enabled tools to streamline digital field data collection, such as Survey 123. Digital field forms used not only for sample location tracking, but for health and safety and equipment inspections, as well as automated reporting and QA/QC workflows. GPS-enabled devices were also used to achieve sub-meter accuracy. Shown here is an example of the results from a gamma scan that was conducted for this site using portable detectors. Each scanned point was geotagged and recorded in our GIS system. For this area alone, close to 15,000 data points were captured. The real-time data capture allows for immediate flagging of elevated readings, quick identification of hotspots to prioritize sampling locations, and allowing quick turnaround for lab analysis results. Here I am now showing a 3D render of the excavation data captured from the gamma scan. Drawing a profile through the excavation helps to quickly pinpoint specific gamma results for analysis. The use of interactive web applications and visualization tools is another example of allowing field crews and office staff hands-on access to real data for fast-paced decision-making. The full remediation of the Waterworks West area was completed in September of 2025. The restoration of the area included planting over 140 additional trees, installing walking trails, and accessible playground equipment. The western section of the site has been restored to its natural state, which will support potential for both wetland ecology and fisheries habitat in the Alexander Creek area. GIS is not just a support tool in this remediation, it has come to be an integral part of the success of this ongoing project in Port Hope. GIS helps us ensure safety, accountability, and real-time data-driven decision-making every step of the way. Now let's return to our project map And we'll continue our journey with Mylene as we'll head across the lakes, down the St. Lawrence, to Montreal, where we'll stop at the Jacques-Cartier Bridge.
Thank you, Shannon. The Jacques-Cartier Bridge has been in Montreal's landscape for almost 100 years. Every year, our client, JCCBI, needs to survey and maintain the 40,000 components of this bridge. It's a lot of data, as you can guess. It's a lot of data to manage with databases and spreadsheets. WSP provided the client with a management asset digital twin to provide them with a global view of the assets and support planning and decision making. First of all 40,000 assets were modeled in 3D individually. Then they were structured and integrated into the GIS format so that each component has a unique ID and is at its proper location. Here we can see the first added value of a digital twin, which is to filter and focus on specific elements. The ability to hide or show elements to see what really we need to see. The client staff can navigate directly into the 3D scene and select elements to get their basic attributes. The general information, the location info, the specific characteristic to each type of elements. There's many in the bridge, and the most recent work that was done on that bridge. It's not just a look. Every component is there, and it can be accessed, even those pieces that are within the structure of the bridge. Once the 3D model was done and functional, we improved this tool by connecting relational tables from the client, a very important added value provided by ArcGIS. This dashboard shows the annual inspection results of all 40,000 assets. The codified colors describe the asset's condition. By hiding the assets in good condition, we can better see and understand the location of the assets that needs attention. And by selecting an item, we can see what maintenance needs to be done. Another dashboard provides the maintenance staff a tool to visualize the bridge according to the type of intervention that is done on each of those pieces. The staff can filter to focus on a section of the bridge. They can use the pie chart to select a type of maintenance. Here we select the reinforcement. As you can see, there's lots of parts that were reinforced within the bridge. We can use the 3D scene to move our point of view to go to the places that we need to see. And we can choose specific either maintenance contracts or element types to further our knowledge of those assets. Getting to the specific contract is another very important value. In conclusion, by collaborating with the client to fully understand their needs, WSP created a dynamic tool that provides centralized information. It enables collaboration between the survey team, the maintenance team, and the planning teams. In a way, we've put the entire bridge at the fingertips of its decision makers. Now that we've crossed this bridge, let's head into the woods with Jennifer and travel into northern Quebec to see how a mine is engaging with their community.
Thanks, Mylene. Today I'll be sharing a story from northern Quebec, where mapping became more than a technical tool. When COVID restrictions were implemented, it still remained essential that we inform communities of projects that were in their areas, prompting us to deliver content about a complex mining project through virtual means. In collaboration with the project team and our GIS and virtual reality experts, we developed a 3D virtual meeting space. As we'll start, you notice we begin in French and then transition to English. It was critical to the client that we remain in both languages for broad accessibility to the communities that we intended to engage with. The platform ultimately facilitates meaningful connections, open dialogue, and truth building with these remote communities. The project details are presented through various story maps, each offering insight into the project's significance and its potential environmental and community impacts. Today, I'd like to focus in on the biodiversity program. This conversation starter is about the wildfires that ravaged through the study area in 2023. The project team lists their objectives, the methodology for the proposed studies, and included a schedule all the way to 2033 as to what kind of studies they were planning on doing. Next, we'll go into the interactive maps. This resource is available to every member of the community, allowing them to engage with it at their own convenience. As you see, we've started with the infrastructure layers turned on as part of the base, and I will add in the biological ones. As a way to illustrate the wealth of information that is provided to these communities, empowering individuals to seek answers to their own questions within a rich and interactive experience. Continuing our spin, we come to the library, links to PDF reports of all the published documents that have been released. I don't know about you, Shannon, but I like to have a map on one screen that I can use while reading these very lengthy reports. It actually helps to keep things in a geospatial context.
I completely agree, Jen.
This project reminds us that GIS is more than software. It is a language, one that can translate complex projects into meaningful conversations. And just like that, we've come back to the beginning. WSP has projects across the country, from coast to coast to coast. Today, we demonstrated that GIS is not just a tool. It is the foundation for trust, transformation, and transparency. In Port Hope, it enabled real-time remediation tracking and safe community restoration. In Montreal, it delivered proactive infrastructure management and digital twin capabilities. And in northern Quebec, it empowered inclusive engagement with remote communities. Thank you.